Hey, welcome to a new video. Rivers can be found almost anywhere in the world. Usually it's flowing with water that flows into an ocean, sea, or another river. Sometimes creepy things are hidden under the surface of the water. Are you new to this channel? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And before we start, also like the video. What this person found after a tsunami in China is pretty weird. It's hard to say exactly what you see in the video, but many people assumed it was nothing but a humanoid sea creature. The unusual something was found in China, floating along the coast near a remote river. At first, the creature looked as if it wasn't alive, but when the man showed it to his friend, it suddenly began to move. The man uploaded the video to Facebook, and he assumed it was a new or mutated type of marine life. However, people in the comments say the sea creature is humanoid. What do you think it is? We all know that sloths are super lazy and that they're also very slow. But have you ever seen a sloth swimming? You'll be extremely surprised, but the sloth in this video managed to get into the water. Slowly but surely, as we've come to expect from sloths. It took him about a minute to crawl from a bush to the water. But he did it. Sloths are incredibly cute creatures, but did you know that they're much faster in the water than on land? According to various studies, they are 3 times faster in the water. However, they don't like to stay in the water for too long, so after freshening up, the sloth decides to get out of the water again. Thanks to their long arms, they can swim very easily in a fast pace. To be honest, the sloth looks a little creepy when it climbs back out of the water all wet. Don't you think so? When you first see this picture, you might think that a person has been turned to stone in the middle of a river. Fortunately, that's not the case. It's just a statue. The statue is said to be one of the most terrifying statues you can find in Ireland. It was created by a German man named Victor Langheld, and it can be found in the town of Wicklow. The idea behind the statue is supposed to show that people desperately work towards their goals, even if that would lead to a burnout. The area where the statue is situated would not be so suitable for families with children, because it's on private property and you can't go there. In addition to this statue, Victor is also known for creating other statues that are supposedly for meditation purposes. Sinkholes are super dangerous, and they're mostly found in landscapes. But in this next video, someone from the US state of Louisiana manages to capture on camera a sinkhole that occurs under the water. It's best to stay as far away from them as possible, because sinkholes can be unpredictable and become miles or kilometers long. In the video, we see a number of trees that are easily dragged into the water. The fact that the man was standing so close is not advisable, because you never know how big and deep a sinkhole can be. Fortunately, the man in this video had survived, and thanks to him, we can see what it looks like when a sinkhole occurs from under the water. Jeremy Wade. He's one of the most popular fishermen on YouTube, and in this video, he managed to catch another river monster, the sturgeon. This fish can reach a length of 11 feet, 5 inches, or 3.5 meters. But did you know that they can get much bigger? The largest sturgeon ever caught in history was 23 feet, 7 inches, or 7.2 meters in length, with a weight of 3,463 pounds, or 1,571 kilograms. This fish was caught in the Volga Delta, the largest river delta in Europe, in the year 1827. Ronald Bogwart found an interesting object in the streams of the Tolen River in Germany that happened to be part of an early Scandinavian scale. The bronze statue the man found was 6 inches or 15.2 centimeters high, and it has an egg-shaped head with strange arms. It was not the first time something similar was found in the waters of Germany. Earlier, 13 similar statues were found near the Baltic Sea. Experts say that all 13 statues are very similar because they have almost the same shape and proportions. This Scandinavian riddle was first made in 1840, and it's thought that many more may be found in this river. Archaeologists still don't know exactly what the statues were or what they were used for, but they think it was something to do with the Scandinavian weighing system. Some tourists were kayaking in Railay Bay in Thailand when they suddenly encountered a mysterious creature that looks like an EWOK. EWOKs are fictional troll-like creatures that you may know from the famous Star Wars movies. The EWOK-like creatures were walking around near the water, while others were sitting on the rocks. The group of tourists thought they might have discovered a new species, but as they got closer, they realized they were actually actors in costumes. But the question is, what were they doing there in the water? According to one person in the comments, they were putting on a show. Still, it's a bit of a strange hobby. I think they certainly scared the hell out of some people. Bull sharks are considered one of the most dangerous sharks and prefer to live in shallow coastal waters, which means they can often encounter people. But these sharks have developed an ability to live in fresh water as well, which means they can end up in rivers. In this video, we can see how they manage to catch a bull shark measuring a whopping 10 feet, or 3 meters. Do you believe mermaids exist? It's interesting to think about, and many legends and stories from almost every culture have reported mermaids. But unfortunately, it's never been scientifically proven that they actually exist. Some people think that various mysterious creatures, including mermaids, have been hiding from humans somewhere. In this next video, we see a mermaid emerge from the water. Could this be proof that mermaids actually exist, or was this something else that emerged from the water? Unfortunately, the quality of this video isn't too good, but whatever it is, it looks pretty creepy. Anacondas are snakes that can grow huge and can also be dangerous. In this video, this is one of the largest green anacondas ever caught on camera. They say these snakes can be big enough to swallow the entire human body. The video footage shows how enormous this snake really is. A green anaconda can grow up to 30 feet, or 9 meters long, and weigh about 550 pounds, or 250 kilograms. What these YouTubers encountered while fishing was pretty terrifying. This event might make you think of a plot for a horror movie, but no. The YouTubers were fishing on the Potomac River near Washington, D.C., and at one point saw something floating in the river. They sailed up to it and saw a head in the water. The guy first thought it was a real head, but soon realized it was a head of a doll. He found only the head of the doll, and the rest of the body was nowhere to be seen. Fortunately, it was only a fake head, but you can probably imagine how scared the man was when he first saw the object. The salamander is a tough, robust animal that is also found in different rivers. However, the largest salamander in the world is the Chinese giant salamander, which can grow up to 4 feet, or 1.2 meters in length, with a weight of 66 pounds, or 30 kilograms. By the way, did you know that salamanders are the largest amphibians in the world, and it's not easy to catch them? In this video, you can see how big they are, and how he tries to bite a fisherman. A video of an unknown creature was taken near the Tetriv River in northern Ukraine, and it scared the hell out of the internet. The video shows something that looks a bit like a reptile with huge jagged teeth. The beast is half underwater, and the creator of the video is terrified, but he tries to get as close to the monster as possible by waving a fish rod in front of its face. At first, the beast ignores the man, but then unpredictably jumps back into the water. When this video was posted on the internet, many people assume that the creature is a mutant, affected by the Chernobyl nuclear disaster in 1986. They think that the creature was a result of the disaster and was poisoned by the Tetriv River. However, there were also people who found nothing special about the mysterious creature, and they even said it looked more like an old shoe. It will probably surprise you that the sawfish is on this list. But yes, the sawfish can also be found in rivers and grow to almost 23 feet, or 7 meters in length. If you want to meet this monster fish, you have to travel to the Gulf of Mexico and go fishing there. In this video, you can see how difficult it is to catch the fish, even for 2 experienced fishermen. Chances are you had a doll as a child that looked like fun, but when you find several of these dolls speared on bamboo sticks, it's pretty creepy. One day, a man was quietly taking a walk through the woods when he suddenly noticed these dolls sticking up out of a swampy lake in Alabama. He reported it to the authorities, and they told him they already knew about it. However, when they received multiple reports, they decided to remove the dolls. In total, there were 21 dolls with white faces, and some didn't even have heads. The area the dolls was found is known by the local people as a very mysterious place. Many young people therefore challenged each other to visit the area at night. It was believed that it was probably a Halloween prank, but so far, it's not clear who left the dolls there. The black caiman belongs to the crocodile family and is considered one of the largest members of the alligator family. They live in the Amazon River basin, and they can reach about 4 meters in length. They are called black caiman because of the color on their skin, and you can see them mainly at night because they are nocturnal predators. In this video, we can see them catching a huge black caiman that was almost 13 feet or 4 meters long. Most people believe that aliens live in space, and if they ever decide to show themselves, they'll probably do so from the sky. But have you ever thought that this might be a false assumption and that aliens can actually live underwater? This theory isn't very popular, but after watching this video, you'll probably change your mind. The video was taken deep underwater, and the person who filmed it assumes that he found a strange colony of living organisms. The person even claims that to him it looked like a miniature city made by aliens, and that one day they'll be ready to attack our planet from the water. We've only explored 5% of our waters, so who knows? Maybe there's aliens living deep in the water and we have no idea. Do you believe this? Alligators are dangerous animals, and they manage to hide in the water as quietly as possible so that not even humans can notice them. The YouTubers called Live and Give decided to take a chance and look for a huge, terrifying alligator in the beautiful Everglades National Park. The alligator was hiding in the water, and there was a good chance it would attack curious adventurers. Fortunately, everything went well, and the YouTubers even had a chance to capture the moment of the alligators getting incredibly close. If you look closely, you can see by the shadow in the water how huge he is. Have you ever seen a crocodile or alligator in real life? And I'm not talking about in a zoo, but in the wild. How do you think you would react if this animal came that close to you? Let me know in the comments. A salmon is a popular fish that often ends up on a dinner plate. But have you ever heard of the king salmon? This monster fish is known for dragging fishermen into the water. In the next video, you'll see some men finally catch a huge monster. Not surprisingly, they have to put in a lot of effort to retain it. By the way, a king salmon can reach 5 feet or 1.5 meters in length, with a weight of 132 pounds or 60 kilograms. A man was taking a walk on the banks of the Thames in London one day when he suddenly saw a cannonball lying on the bank. When he pulled the object out of the river, it seemed to have a chain attached to it. Archaeologists examined the object and figured out that it was 300 years old and that it used to be used on prisoners. So they think that a prisoner might have escaped and the object somehow ended up in the river. Because it was found near a place full of black mud, experts say that it's been well preserved over the years. The mud would have protected the metal in the ball from wear and tear. Still, a pretty creepy discovery because who knows how many people this object has been used on. If you'd like to see this object up close, you could travel to London, where it's exhibited in the Docklands Museum. Being a fisherman is one of the most dangerous professions in the world, but not many people understand why exactly. First of all, fishing requires a lot of strength from you, because some fish are huge. One of these monster fish is the goonch, a catfish which can grow as much as 6.5 feet or 2 meters in length. Another huge catfish is the mekong. These fish can weigh as much as 740 pounds or 335 kilograms. Can you imagine if you caught such a gigantic fish in a river? If you watch this video, what do you think this is? I don't know either, but it turns out that it's an animal called a bryozoan. These little animals lived on Earth about 470 million years ago. So when scientists found it in a river somewhere in Stanley Park in Vancouver, Canada, they were really surprised. However, it's not one animal, but a group of hundreds of individual organisms. All of them are only a fraction of a millimeter in size. Before the animal was found in the Canadian River, it was also previously found in the eastern US state of Mississippi. Other than that, they would have not been found anywhere on Earth and usually go unnoticed as well. This is also because they mainly live in murky water, so you can't see them that easily. The alligator gar is another fish that lives in the rivers and can put your life in danger. This fish can get huge, and they are dangerous because of their 2 rows of large teeth. If you want to encounter this monster fish, it's best to travel to the major rivers of the US states of Missouri and Ohio. But they can also be found in Texas. If you ever want to catch an electric eel, you need some serious equipment. From rubber gloves to rubber boots. You probably know that this creature is dangerous and it can hit you with electricity, so you have to be super careful with electric eels. In this other video, we can see Jeremy Wade catching another eel species, the Anguilla marmorata. These fish can also reach a gigantic length. When we talk about Russia, you probably think of cool and big weapons. Some divers found a 30,000 kilogram tank 7 meters deep in a river in southwest Russia in July of 2016. Researchers believe that the tank had sunk when it had moved across the river somewhere near the Varenza Blast region. It's believed that the bridge that was connected between the 2 ends of the river had failed, causing the tank to fall into the river. Nearby, they also found some other items, including objects that belonged to the tank and small boats. However, the tank was so big that several Russian soldiers had to be deployed. In my opinion, it's pretty unbelievable how a tank could have been left in a river for years without being found. Do you think so too? It's safe to say that the stingray is an ancient fish that has not changed much over millions of years. In fact, it's a fish from the world of dinosaurs, and it's hard to imagine that such creatures still exist. It is said that these animals can reach an incredible 16.5 feet, or 5 meters in length, with a weight of 1,323 pounds, or 600 kilograms. They also have poisonous spines on their tail. The alligator turtle is not only the largest freshwater turtle in the world, it also looks scary. This turtle is also found in rivers and can weigh up to 250 pounds, or 115 kilograms. It's a prehistoric animal that can be dangerous, because if you are not careful, it has an enormous biting power, with which it could easily bite off your fingers. In this video, we see a man who catches the alligator turtle with his bare hands.
Everybody likes to swim. Some do it in water parks, but others like to do it in the ocean or rivers. But the question is this really a smart thing to do in rivers? If we're to believe the 15-year-old girl named Collie Hardig from Arkansas, it's not. When she was 12 years old, she decided to go swimming one summer day with some friends near their house at a nearby river. When she got home, she told her mother that she had a headache. At first, they thought it might be because of the hot sun. What they didn't know at the time was that the girl had become infected with a brain-eating amoeba. The Naegleria fowli, as the amoeba is also called, usually enters the nose and then makes its way to the brain. Here it inflicts tremendous damage, and you can even die from it. Fortunately, such a case is very rare, and the girl was one of the lucky ones who survived the incident.
Meet the ARAPAIMA, the largest freshwater fish in the world that lives in the Amazon. This monster fish can grow up to 10 feet, or 3 meters long, with a weight of almost 440 pounds, or 200 kilograms. Can you imagine encountering something like this when swimming in the water? As you can see in this video, Jeremy Wade of the television program River Monsters catches a giant ARAPAIMA. Pretty impressive, don't you think? To be fair, the vampire fish is not the most dangerous fish in the waters, even despite its unpleasant name. In this video, Jeremy Wade managed to catch a vampire fish. However, it's a smaller specimen, because the fish can grow much larger. In addition, the vampire fish is kind of a piranha with 2 large sharp teeth on their lower jaw. So you better be careful.
A snakehead is not a snake, as the name would suggest, but an unusual fish. It's a freshwater fish with an elongated head that can be compared to a snake. These fish are known to be very aggressive and prey on all life in the water. In some cases, they can wipe out an entire population of other species, including fish, insects, and small amphibians in the area. Scientists found these fish in the Potomac River in the United States and realized that this could become a big problem. Another feature of these fish is that they can breathe outside of the water and can be able to walk on land. So this means that they can cross from one river to another. That's kinda creepy if you ask me. If you go on vacation to the town Petoskey in the United States and you're near Lake Michigan, you'll find a life-size statue of Jesus Christ submerged in the icy water. The story behind the 3-meter statue is that a family had it made in 1956 as a memory of their 15-year-old son that they had lost. The statue is also said to be the only one of its kind found under the ice. Today, the statue has also become a sanctuary for other people lost in the water. Still, it's a creepy sight to encounter the statue in the water, especially if you didn't know about it.
The perch is probably one of the most popular fish you can catch in rivers, but have you ever heard of the Nile perch? This fish can grow up to 6 feet, or 1.8 meters long, and weigh up to 330 pounds, or 150 kilograms. It's not easy to catch this fish, and another problem is that the fish lives in dangerous waters. However, most of them are caught before they can get this big.
In the year 2016, the coastline of Florida was invaded by something that the locals called a disgusting goo. But not only does it look disgusting, it also stinks. And many people who live nearby complained of having a cough and getting a rash. You can see that in some places, the water is completely covered with a green, thick, and hairy fungus. However, no one knows where it came from and what exactly caused this water contamination. It looks like a growing oil slick, but it's a lot of algae. This wouldn't have only affected people, but of course also the region's wildlife-rich waters. In addition, it's a threat to fish, birds, and other animals. Experts tried to find out the cause, but they have no answer for it yet.
Speaking of fish with big teeth, the Goliath tigerfish is a fish you probably don't want to encounter. It is a giant monster fish that can easily injure almost any animal or even a human. This fish is the largest member of the tigerfish family, and it can grow as large as 5 feet or 1.5 meters. The golden dorado is one of the largest freshwater hunters. This fish lives in the remote areas of Argentina, and its average size can be around 22 pounds or 10 kilograms. The largest golden dorado they ever caught was a whopping 4 feet 3 inches, or 1.3 meters long, weighing 75 pounds or 34 kilograms. These fish also have huge jaws that can even break hooks, so be careful if you want to catch these fish. Lungfish live mainly in the waters of Africa and Australia, and they can grow to be about 6 feet 6 inches, or 2 meters in length. In Australia, it's illegal to fish on them, but if you want to get close to them, you have to be followed by a research team. This fish, like other predators, has huge teeth. The reason they are called lungfish is because they can breathe oxygen from the air, just like land animals do. The Queensland Goliath grouper is a giant fish that you can also find in rivers. In this video, Jeremy Wade manages to catch a huge Goliath grouper with the help of 2 other men. As we can see from the belly of this fish, it loves food very much. This fish can weigh as much as 880 pounds, or 400 kilograms. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Earlier, we talked about a fish that could walk on land, but now we're going to talk about an unusual spider that can breathe underwater. Meet the diving spider, or better known as the water spider, the only spider species that can survive underwater for a long time. The water spider makes a web and then hangs it on the water's surface between some water plants. The water spiders then come out of the water only to refuel their oxygen supply. Initially, scientists thought they would often surface every 20 to 40 minutes, but it turned out that the water spider could last 24 hours in the water before coming up to get oxygen. This, of course, is a great advantage against the spider's many predators. Have you ever found something scary near a river or water? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos we've made, click one on the screen or take a look at the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.